And we got the blanket successfully. We continued on, realized that all but one of Socorro's hair dyes, or feather dyes, were taken, and all 4 of the health potions that Maxis was carrying somehow, poofed into thin air. And we all freaked out a little bit, and then we continued on to make camp. And then we made camp and had a lot of RP, including, but not limited to, Socorro asking Rue what the fuck the blanket was about, but very nicely and without a lot of expectations. And Tristan, Maxis, they do some talking while that was still technically on the travel, but then they go and do some perimeter checks. Oh, and Maxis doesn't know what way is up, so, that's a thing. Doesn't notice a tree when a tree is in our camp, so we went looking for a tree and didn't find what he needed.
I forgot about
that. We made dinner, and Maxis said no thank you to Rabbit, so instead, somehow within 15 minutes, Rue got fish. And then there was a whole conversation about fish eggs and caviar and how the fuck that works. And then we ran into crazy tripwire traps and the worry of people hunting us specifically, or at least looking for people that are not on the main road because kidnappers and stuff. So they made sure that they did some walking and they took care of the traps, or at least as many as they could find. Because the weird, strange man that was very uncomfy made everybody unhappy, even though only one person actually saw the dude.
Yep.
And then we left.
Now we're preparing to leave again.
Oh yeah, we were prepared to leave. We didn't quite actually get on the road yet, but...
Yeah, we haven't left yet.
Nobody explained why, right?
Not specifically. There was, mention of, finding traps, and that it was, slightly off the road. But that was, I think, about it. But we were all like, oh, dude with traps? No thank you.
Or at least puts 2 and 2 together.
Socorro,
Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. I was like, do I remember this?
Yeah, Max
right over
immediately
my
picks
feathers.
up on the word traps and puts 2 and 2 together. And then uses 6 Cs and casts rapport spores to allow mental communication.
Oh yes, we did have that.
That's right.
I forgot about that.
I am down 2 key points to start the day, so yeah.
Neat.
So that makes sense.
Yeah. How's that?
Perfect.
Yeah. Like the quote.
That's a good quote.
It's a good quote.
Thank you.
Alright. Yes. So we have started on our way, correct?
Ashley, your mic is not working.
That explains so much because I kept talking and talking over me, but I just figured that's just how it be.
Nope.
That's just how it be sometimes.
Okay,
Welcome
then I'm
back.
gonna start everything over.
Cool.
The only thing I will add, Rachel, is that Maxis did get some fire training.
Yes. I
Yep.
forgot about that.
Yep,
I might
that
want to murder Trist later for it, but he got there-ish. He can now light a fire.
Yes.
Kinda.
Yeah. And we open with you guys frantically packing up your things. Maxis, you have just put 2 and 2 together that these traps are likely for people.
You've just put 2 and 2 together. You can do math.
Dun, dun, dun.
22.
Yeah. Sakura's just following everybody else's energy. They seem to be in a hurry, so I guess she's gonna be in a hurry.
Okay. I need everybody just roll D100s to see how fast you can.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, in the middle.
Technically,
54.
we do decks, but we're packing, so it's different, huh?
To see how fast we can pack stuff up?
Without forgetting things.
Okay.
I don't know what it is exactly I would forget, considering I have like 4 items total,
Alright.
and some of them were already stolen, so I'm a little bit more
The
careful.
DC is not very high.
Cool. For a D100, I'd hope that it'd be pretty decent. Oh god. I mean, makes sense that Rue would be more distracted. He was the one to physically see the guy.
He keeps looking over his shoulders. He's like, what was that, a leaf?
54, 74.
Mine makes sense because I have 4 items total. I have the tent and then what's in my bag, and that's it.
Right, yeah.
Perfect. So, Socorro and Maxis, you are both the first ones done packing. Makes sense as you both are the ones that have the least. Without forgetting anything. Koana, you have a little bit more to pack. I mean, after all, you were dubbed expedition leader for some reason. And so you kind of have to double check and make sure you're not forgetting any of the maps or other importanties.
Cooking
Rue.
supplies.
Sweet Rue. Roll a d4, and the 4th thing on your inventory list you leave behind on accident.
Okay, I rolled a 1. Hold on. It's gotta load.
It's okay.
Oh no, it
If
loaded
it's
and
the
then I
blanket,
reloaded
I
it.
swear to God.
If it's what?
The
It's the
blanket.
blanket, I swear to God.
That would have been a lot farther down the list, I think.
Yeah.
Would have been one of the most recently added items.
It's my staff.
You can add stuff to the top.
You can all roll perception to see if you catch Rue forgetting his staff.
Ooh. Perception.
Oh, that's so bad.
Disgrace. Nat 20!
Ah,
Okay.
cool.
Ah,
9.
Not as great, but I did get a 15, so that's
Nice.
pretty decent.
I nat 20 for a 28.
Socorro, you do notice, but not before Koana notices, probably doing one last sweep of the entire area.
I may be the bird, but Koana's got the eyes of a hawk.
You're full of them today.
That was fantastic. I love that. I love 3 hours of sleep, Rachel. Just don't do it that often. So, Koana and Socorro, you both see this staff laying there as Rue grabs his bag and begins walking away in the opposite direction that he saw the man.
Quana's gonna snatch it up. And then follow after. And once he's, like, gotten everything and they start moving, he'll hand off the staff back to Rue. Go. Here you go.
Who kind of looks behind him a couple of times, and tries to not engage with Koana, but as soon as he hands him the staff, he just takes it and straps it to his back, and then just continues walking forward a little bit more quickly.
Fair enough.
Did you just do something to him in a past life?
No idea.
Alright. As you guys begin walking,
Where's
anybody think to make the
Where's-
camp look...
Flut?
I'm assuming you all took your birds.
Okay, just
Yeah,
making
I feel
sure.
like that'd be a
'Cause
really
you
hard
said
thing to
you start
forget.
walking, and I'm like, my bird.
Okay.
Your bird
Where's
starts walking
Blood?
with you on top of it.
Apologies. Well, also, I'm assuming you guys are looking for traps as well, so...
Yeah.
I mean, but if you want to be on the birds, that's fine. You know? And, but did any of you think to make it look like no one had camped there?
Yes. Rue definitely would have.
Anybody else?
Why would I think that?
Quana forgot.
Okay. Rue. That's why you forgot your staff.
That I was fluffing the grass.
Rue, can you roll me a survival to see how well you hid your camp?
Yeah. Da-da. All right. That's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Excellent, excellent.
A dirty
Okay.
20.
So, guys get about an. Actually, I'm gonna change my mind here. As you guys leave the area, you all roll me perceptions.
Keyboard, where are you going? Come back. Perception.
I will roll it just as soon as I get that quote in, because I needed it.
Do it.
There we go. Alright, Persiepi. Here we go again.
19.
Same.
19?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Anna, holy fuck.
It's that plus 8, man.
You're rolling well?
I know, only for now.
What is
That'll
happening?
change. That'll change.
That's gonna
tomorrow.
change as soon as we get into combat.
Right?
Sweet bean.
I
Oh,
know.
sorry, what was yours?
19, I believe.
19.
That was a whole
Okay.
10 less.
So all of you but Socorro, which
Tracks.
probably a good thing. Huh?
I said that tracks.
Okay. Yes, it does. As you guys are leaving the area, you get a
no.
glimpse. Oh. Oh no. Is your audio working? Or is your mic working?
Yeah, it's
It's
working.
fine.
Oh, okay.
It was just sorry, my oh no, it's that chat.
Keep going.
Oh, stupid
The
chat.
chat was like not loading. That's why I didn't have my number in there. It's
You're
fine.
good.
Everything's
You're
fine
all
now.
good. You're good. Everything's good.
Everything's
I
beautiful.
also was in the same boat as Ashley. Ashara, your oh no was very dramatic for the fact that the chat wasn't working.
Oh no!
I was like, did something happen?
Sorry.
Classic.
I can't.
Classic.
Right? You just froze in the most scandalized look with. Okay, where was I? I was saying something. I can't
You were
remember.
saying
what.
everybody but Socorro notices.
Notices.
As you are leaving the area, there's a trap that, Rue, you know you didn't trip. And Koana, you know that you were dispelling them. The alarm, so it's definitely not one that you handled.
Koana didn't do traps. That was Rue and Trist. Koana stayed at the camp to
Keep an eye
out
on the
for-
two sleeping people that they didn't bother to wake for this whole event.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Never mind, ignore me.
No, you're
Rue,
good.
you know for sure this is not one that you did. But it looks like it's tripped. And all of you can see that if you look just a little bit closer, there's blood in this cage. But there's nothing inside.
Any way of I being able to identify what it was?
Do you have the spell identify?
I might, but it might be a 10-minute cast, and I don't necessarily think we want to wait that long for that.
Oh. Sorry,
I
I
do
just
have
remember that we can
identify.
all think in each other's heads.
Yeah, we can all hear each other. Nobody has to
Yeah.
speak.
Let me double check my features though.
And just like
I know we
nature
said that
or
like 5
survival.
seconds ago, but
No, it's okay because I forgot to in the 5 seconds.
Oh, I can do it once. Neat.
who's gonna think really
but-
loudly? Blood.
Blood. Blood!
Socorro, you did.
It's like shouting.
I did
I don't
what?
think Rue would be very good at it.
You didn't see it.
You didn't see it, so you just
No.
get blood in your head.
Yeah. Rue just shouts really loudly blood because he does not understand how to use this thought thing.
Socorro's first thought is, Rue is bleeding? Are you okay?
That's adorable.
And he's gonna hold up his hand and just point. And be like, no.
And with it being pointed out, Socorro, you can now see it.
How big is the cage?
It's the size of your average male human.
Okay, that's different than an animal trap, of which Socorro is also unfamiliar with.
Maxis is going to hop off Flut and get both chakrams down at his hands from his shoulders. Just get him right there, and he's gonna walk up to this cage and like look it over. Is this thing metal? Is it wood? What is it made of?
Excellent. I'm going to make you hold that thought, though, because I was just asking Ashara about a spell, but then we got really way off track.
You're fine, and he's not going to use it.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
Yeah, you're good.
Maxis. It is a metal cage.
Even better.
What was your other question? I know you asked what it was made of, and then I blanked.
What was it made of? It was just like, is it made of metal? Is it made of wood? I'm going to look around the metal and see if I can't find a symbol or a mark or something to indicate like who this belongs to.
You are more than welcome. Anyone is more than welcome to roll an investigation check.
All right. Not my
Anyone
strong
who's
suit.
looking around the cage.
Before rolling,
I'll do
instead, first Socorro was going to ask over the mental bond that Rue has already, immediately after not liking it, done the exact opposite and yelled at all of us immediately after leaving camp. Just be like, are we looking for anything in particular?
I am looking for a mark. See if it's owned by somebody. See if there is a group that owns this or makes this.
Socorro, why don't you look up in the trees and make sure that there's nothing looking down at us?
I was gonna actually offer that. How old does the blood in the cage look? Is it
DM.
recent?
You can
How fresh is this blood?
roll. What would that even be?
Either survival or
Survival
nature.
or medical.
Or medical, sorry, yeah.
I'm gonna go
survival or
medicine
nature.
since it's like you're like looking and see how old the blood
Oh, I have medicine! I'm gonna roll
That
with
is a
medicine.
natural 20,
I rolled 9.
23.
Well, you bitch! You beat me. 23. Not a natural 20, though.
Anyone else?
I rolled 9, so
It's blood.
Kana?
Nope, he's gonna just keep a hand on foot.
Okay. So the two of you both, having been around blood on cages enough, this is about maybe 2 days old.
She will still fly up to kind of get a better look around the area because she knows that they were looking for something and that there were traps that were being deactivated. But knowing that it's been like a couple days old, she's at least not expecting to find whatever was in this cage nearby. So,
I'm
to the
gonna,
sky!
I'm gonna investigate this. The cage. You said I could do an investigation check.
I did.
Okay, sounds good.
Rue, what are you doing? Sakura's flying up. Kawana is staying with the chocobos. Maxis is looking for any markings.
Okay.
Rue
that's
is
not
going
bad.
to look around the cage and see if he can find any tracks to or from it.
Okay.
Can Kawana multitask and keep a lookout for in case anybody's trying to come back for this trap? Sweet.
Absolutely.
Alright, I will roll myself some prescription.
Okay.
Are we rolling?
I'm rolling
Okay,
perception
investigation.
because I'm from up the high.
Yeah,
tall-
so Sakura would be perception, Maxis investigation, Rue investigation, Kawana perception.
I'm on a guidance myself for goodness.
And I'm just gonna get all the rolls and I'm just gonna go down the line of people who are putting it in.
Yeah.
Cast this cantrip, roll myself a d4.
I like my phone really wanted to autocorrect that to incest instead of invest.
That's a choice there, phone.
Don't do that. What
Yeah.
are you typing, Gray?
Yeah, that was my question.
Apparently, I am looking up very weird things instead of investing my money.
Okay. All right. So, Maxis, you begin looking around. And at first, you're not finding anything. Like, it just looks like regular crafted iron. But as you get under the cage, as it is pulled up, on the very bottom, there seems to be a skull. A human-looking skull. But like it's dripping.
Like
some sort of brand.
Like an etch or something?
Like an etch?
Like something
Oh
in the
no,
metal?
it looks like it was branded in
To the metal?
to the metal.
Holy
Okay.
shit.
Like it's like
I thought it was a
press.
physical skull at first, and I was very confused.
No.
I was like, just
You're
making sure.
looking for a marking. No, it's like a press, so it's not like carved in. But it's like if you were to make a okay, so like best way is like when you're logging and you press and you mark the logs.
Yeah.
But like with iron.
It's like it's casting. Like you're like
Yes, there you go.
Okay.
Brandon?
Okay, so you
Could just
said
call
it's
it
a
wood
human-
burning.
Yeah, it's a human skull dripping of blood or something, or some sort of liquid.
Or something. It's not colored, but you can probably assume that it's something like that. I can find similar.
That's Craver.
That's Friday, okay? Calm down.
We. Does anybody have any paper or pencil or charcoal or anything like that to make a...
Kwana's getting in his bag for it.
I don't think Rue does.
Socorro has way too much now.
Kwana offers a page, and don't think he has charcoal, but he does have ink.
That should work. I'm just trying to make a press of this.
And he passes you the ink bottle that he has.
Okay.
One
I'm going to take the parchment and try to make like a press with the ink. So like rubbing it, like putting it over and then rubbing lightly to get the general shape of it. If it's a
put metal on the ink and then
if it's a
ink on the metal.
If it's a brand, it should be able to. It should like protrude a wee bit, or like
We could probably
a little
take
bit.
some charcoal from the fire pit and rub it over.
I think we left far. I think we're too far away for that.
Yeah. But you can also do the similar thing as you would do with charcoal, but you just put ink on the metal. Because if it's an impression, it won't show up as painted. And so you'll still have the impression when you rub down.
So that's what I'm gonna do. Just like make copy. I want to see copy of this.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Let's see. Who is next in the lineup? Kwana. Kwana, you are keeping an eye open for anyone coming your way. And it is blissfully quiet, but you do know that Rue had mentioned that he was going back on the road last he saw, so he'd already be in front of you if he were anywhere nearby. Rue, what were you looking for again?
He was looking for
tracks
going to or from the area.
So you're looking around and you don't see any tracks leaving the area, but then again, you did see the guy get back on the road and it wasn't here. But you do see tracks walking towards where the trap would have been. Before they just suddenly stop.
They stop like at the trap,
Yes.
and he doesn't find any that are leaving.
Nope. Just 2 long, like, divots in the ground, like somebody was dragging something. You can't quite tell. But there's 2, not just 1. Could you stop trying to get out that door?
No, keep doing it.
No!
And then Socorro.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bean decided that she was lonely. Socorro, you fly up in the sky, and you don't really know what you're looking for, just anything that kind of seems a little strange. But the biggest thing that you can notice is, unlike when you were traveling with Rue along the wilderness to get to Anamoya, in this area, there aren't any sounds of birds or bugs or frogs or anything really other than the dry wind.
Oh, fun. That's interesting.
And while all of you are doing that, Maxis, Trist walks up behind you to get a good look at what you're putting on the paper. And without really explaining, they go kind of stiff and say, "We're leaving. We don't need to know what happened here." They'll call up, "Socorro, we're leaving."
In the brain or out loud?
In the brain, because they're not stupid. Ashley just is.
Figured I'd confirm that before I,
It will be in the brain. So
Can I insight?
Yeah, I want to see if I noticed that.
Notice what?
How,
They're like
sort of
Sudden.
the sudden
urgency.
change.
The sudden urgency.
13.
13.
22!
Dirty 20. Dirty 20.
Okay, so I'll start with the one that was not in the 20s. Kawana, are you inciting or no?
Sorry, I was in notes. 19.
19, okay. I'll start with the one that was the lowest in the teens. Because Rue, like, you don't know Trist super well, and you don't really know people all that well. But you do recognize the tone of someone who knows when not to mess with something. You use this tone with the people that you guide when you know that there's a monster up ahead and these people can't fight worth a shit. Kawana, with being 19, you are very familiar with this tone coming from Valor, but in a way that speaks of knowing that if you get caught, the party most likely won't make it out. For the 2 people who rolled in the 20s, Maxis, you've traveled with Trish long enough. You know that there's not much that scares them. Socorro, you know people pretty well. So it's odd that someone who knows that they can pretty much take anything seems very scared of whatever left this mark.
I mean, she'll return to the ground and also relay to the group that nature has disappeared. At least everything but the trees and the rocks and the wind.
No other animals or plant life seem to be making, or insects, I guess, seem to be making any noise in the brain.
All this other said, we need to go. And, like, start ushering all of you back towards Koana and the Chocobos.
Sakura will land
Does it mean that-
neatly in her perched position.
Rue will make sure that everyone starts moving out. Do one last check just to make sure that we're all moving towards away.
Okay.
Towards away.
Towards away. We're all moving towards away.
That's actually a good question. Maxis, you can roll a history check. DC is pretty high, but you can try.
Yeah, I mean, I only get a +1 to those, so...
Well, it was a traumatic time in your life, so...
Yeah, that's where I'm like, That's a
True.
natural 20 for 21.
Yes, okay, I will message you. Just give me 1 second.
Alright.
Okay, to get everybody out on the road so they can RP go like time.
Yeah.
We're out on the road. We're
Rue.
good. Unless there's something
Okay.
that's supposed to happen when Rue does his
Something
last
is
quick
supposed
check.
to happen if you let me talk.
Okay.
Rue, as you turn to make one last check, you could swear you see eyes looking at you from beyond the shrubbery. And as soon as you lock eyes with it, it disappears into shadow.
He is going to turn his back on that and keep walking forward.
Probably a
He
wise
is
choice.
not going to interact with that. It walked away from him, he's going to walk away from it.
The rest of you all get back on the road. And you can hear the birds, feel the breeze, hear the crickets again. And I will leave you guys to your travels while I answer this one's question.
Totally fair.
Alright, if we keep heading north on this road, we should be able to get to a good stopping point for... Let me look at a map. Hold on. Before I start just talking and spewing shit.
Spew.
Totally fair.
Although I think technically at this point, the map that we currently have available is just the whole world map. Have we reached the mountains
many
yet?
Yeah, how many days did we say this trip was taken?
A while.
Okay, a while.
More than a day or two, that's for sure.
Okay.
I can look.
Because I think we have to get through the mountain pass first.
Yeah.
Right? Unless we had to go through the mountain pass to get this main path.
Honestly, this might be something to check Ashara's notes. I don't have anything about how long this trip will take.
It's on the map. It's a little path. I lined it. You gotta go through the mountain pass.
In terms of time.
Oh. Did I say how many days? Because I don't want
I don't know if you did.
Give me a
That's why I'm
second.
like-
I'm scrolling. Hang on.
I was gonna say, I don't have anything on how long the trip will take. In terms of time.
Also, I think that you placed the drawn path map in Roll20 and not in the maps. In the maps, we just have the full world map and the one of Anamoya. Unless it's in...
No, it's on the world map. The
What?
path is on the world map. But I thought you were asking about days.
No, we are.
We're doing both.
Okay. Hang on. Let me go. So, if... Oh, fuck, Nuggets. It's not on the... I must have added it later. Hang on, that's my fault.
I think you put it in the Roll20 because I think that I remember you putting us on the map.
It was on roll
thing,
20. Yeah.
But you never...
I'll move you all. I'll move y'all.
I mean, we're not in our
Yeah.
campsite anymore, so might as well.
Dude
There we
Perfect,
go.
let's go.
There it is. Okay.
Have not seen that movie.
Is it a
Dude
movie?
Perfect. Apparently, there's a movie called Dude
definitely-
Perfect.
It's definitely a YouTube show.
Unless I'm thinking of something else with dude in it.
I'm gonna say I have not seen Dude Perfect the movie either.
No, I think I'm thinking of Dude, Where's My Car?
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that either.
Neither have I, but that's why my brain went to there for some reason. A movie I've never seen before, with only one of the words involved in the title, you know? The leaps my brain has made today.
That's right, that's right.
Anyway, we're on the road.
Yeah, and I don't think we were told how long this was supposed to take.
I don't think we
Yeah.
knew.
Well, then
I technically
Yeah, I
don't
don't
think we knew.
We don't know what else.
Because we didn't even know
No,
exactly
I
what
don't think it's been.
Then Rue
determined.
would know that it will take 3 days to get to the edge of the forest.
I see.
Where which would be where you would, because you're leading them to where you would normally pick up people who needed guides, because that way it's a good starting point to get on a safer path than just walking through the haunted swamps or the bogs or, heaven forbid, the snake pits, willy-nilly.
Yeah.
I'm almost done, but I do want to finish
no,
this
you're
because I
good.
can't talk and type at the same time. So
You're good.
you
I
can
would
talk
be.
amongst yourselves, or you can RP because I am listening. I just can't talk and type.
I would be
Yeah.
RPing, but I'm waiting for this.
I can't think of anything other than just being mildly anxious because there were no birds, then there was birds, and it was like as soon as we stopped being in that spot, like the second we started like on our way, the birds just came back. Birds and insects suddenly exist again. Weird.
That'll also make Rue anxious because I feel like the only time that he's heard, you know, all the birds and insects and stuff go quiet is when things are around that he does not want to interact with. So he's also a little shaken by that.
I think the last time that happened was when we got attacked by the soul sucker right
Soul
outside
suckers,
the city.
mhm.
So
Yeah.
both times.
Yeah. And he's not really eager to relive that.
Nobody would be.
Logan.
Preferably not.
No, Rue, I'll even add to that with your knowledge of crazy beasts. You know, the only time when quote unquote normal animals go quiet is when there's an apex predator.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, it was just haunted. Who's to say? You might have saw the ghost. You might have saw a ghost.
Who's to say? Not me. Not with an insight like that. But it's all possible.
Good to know.
We'll let Logan think. He obviously has thoughts before I move us along.
All the thoughts.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how I want to go about this for Maxis. How Maxis would go about this.
Because technically, you're still in the very, very early mornings.
Yeah.
At least 2 of you have not gotten a rest.
Not a proper one, at least.
Not a proper one.
Half rest. Half rest.
It's a little eepy.
What is what is our current chocobo flut style or like marching order? How are we moving?
That's up for you guys. Who's taking the
Like-
lead?
Yeah, who's leading this pack here?
I feel like we got cats on either end.
I feel like even though Rue was technically, he said that he was going to fall behind, he'd have to be the one leading because he knows the way there. Like, he's the one showing us the path to where we're going.
Koana would at least know the road. Once we got to the forest, he wouldn't know it. But
yeah, the road would be easier. So, Koana, would you be leading and then...
Once we're out the forest?
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be.
Okay. Then yeah, we're bookended by cats.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like
All right.
Rue would want to be at the back to keep his eye over everyone.
Cool. Yeah,
See,
then I
okay,
think...
but I feel like you're gonna have to argue with Triss though, because they really cannot stop looking behind all of you. They're practically riding backwards on the chocobo. If they wouldn't have fallen off.
Side by side.
Rue is gonna kind of like be acting like it doesn't bother him that Triss keeps falling behind a little bit and like looking behind them. But he's gonna like, you can see his like ears twitch and his tail twitch, and
How dare you doubt me?
is just like, stop doing, like he wants to be able to see everyone, but he knows that he can't make Triss do what he wants.
It's like, don't make me get the rope!
I will get the rope! Damn it!
God, does the rope still exist?
Oh yeah, it's on his bag.
I'm so excited for the rope. You guys will understand later.
Yeah.
Once we get deeper into the forest.
Okay. Which I think puts Naxus and Socorro smack dab in the middle.
Yeah,
together.
in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I think Maxus is like keeping hold of the chocobo, his flut reins, and he in his hands has the pressed drawing of the mark, and he's just staring at it and like just thinking hard about the mark and everything. So he's pretty quiet. He's a little more focused on this than really the move forward. It like ooh, how Ashley.
Mhm.
We are level 6, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How much control do you think we have of our abilities at this point? Like...
Well, yeah, you guys are level 6, but forged in fire.
Yes.
Yeah, more control than
yes.
Socorro, at least.
Like, basically, you guys got to level 6 over the span of a month. So it really is up to you. I could see it going either way, because unlike Socorro, who has no idea what's going on with her magic, you at least know what yours is.
Okay.
Would something startling you potentially make something go wonky? Because if you were being real mighty quiet staring at that paper, Socorro may have mind jumped to, like, ask if you were okay. Which...
No, that's very fair. That's a very fair reaction. I'm trying to think, because, like, what's going through my head is, like, we've got rapport spores going, and like, you have control of, like, what you say to people, and who hears it. And I was like, and you can determine whether it's your thoughts inside your head or if you're like going out to other people. And I was like, if I didn't have good control of it, the thoughts might start spewing to different people. But it is a level 3 feature, and that's why I'm like, dude, how much control do you think I have? And that's what's going through my mind.
I could almost argue, is it control over your magic or control over your thoughts? Because we all have intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, it's just whether the thoughts get, like, pushed out to people.
You know what? If you're not sure, Roll a
Yeah.
D100. Roll a luck check. How lucky do
Roll.
you get to keep it inside?
Is that a D20 or is that a D100?
That's, yeah,
What do you feel?
D100.
Okay. Alright. Luck check.
And then don't tell me. Let's
Okay.
see. Eeny, meeny, miny, Socorro. Do the same.
Sorry, what am I? I'm rolling the same?
Can you roll a D100? It helps me determine what Logan needs to roll.
Okay. Oh, God. That bodes well. I will DM to you so that you can know the thing.
Good luck. What did you roll?
I got a 49.
You are not able to keep it inside.
Okay.
But Rachel
okay.
rolled an 88, so you didn't have much of a chance anyway.
Yeah, no.
Socorro
that's understandable.
has intruded her brain into his. Now the floodgates have opened.
Yeah. So this thought is going to everybody then. We'll go with that. As he's staring at this paper and he's just... That woman has the same mark when I was, when we were performing for her. The tamer was trying to impress her. Who was she? What was this mark for? She did...
Socorro may interrupt at this point because you
Yeah.
are broadcasting.
Yeah.
What performance?
I think he snaps, like, his head just...
Yeah, in head though, obviously.
What are you talking about, performance?
You were mumbling over the head chat, about a
He
woman.
looks around and he's... So did everybody hear that? And he asks everybody out loud, or not out loud, but in his head.
Well, I did.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good. Socorro, it was one of those performances, it was a rehearsal, actually, that I remember her from. She would come and watch, and it was more difficult. And he says, like, after a pause, just it was a more difficult rehearsal. Honey and I messed up a few times. Fresh baked bread also messed up with me. And Zitema did not like it, so it was a typical response from him, but she seemed to enjoy what she saw at that point, not what we were doing.
And she was wearing or carrying that thing on the paper?
She had the symbol. It was on her dress. It was a very dark attire. She was tall, very skinny, but her eyes were very cold, calculated.
Can I see the paper?
Because Socorro
So-
hasn't even seen it yet.
And
She was in the sky.
He shows it to her.
Does Socorro recognize this mark?
You can roll history.
Okay. It's only a +1, so let's see how well I do.
Same.
I will tell you the same thing I told Logan. It is a very high DC as you've only seen it once.
Yep. That's totally fair. Okay. 17.
Ow.
No.
Cool. Blank stare from Socorro as she hands it back.
I don't remember that. It doesn't look familiar to me.
That is okay.
Does the woman sound familiar to me, even if the symbol does not?
The woman does sound familiar, mostly because she was impressed with how the tamer dealt with disappointment in Maxis. He got disciplined a little extra, and it took you a little bit longer to help.
Cool. Sakura did not like it when she was there. Only because
And
she
you
wasn't able to
remember
help as quickly.
That the next day is when Trist showed up, pretending to be an investor.
But they weren't the same person.
Nope.
Okay. Good to note. Yeah, just... I don't remember the symbol, but I didn't like when she was there either.
No, it was a kind of a tough time in general. I am sorry that I spoke to everybody. It was not my intention. But if you have questions, I guess now is the time.
Trist is not saying shit.
Oh, yeah.
Trish is the only one without questions
Oh,
that
yeah.
they will say aloud.
Yes. Don't you worry, Trist. We will talk soon.
All the worry.
We will attempt to talk soon.
Rue's gonna look in between Tristan and Maxis and then look at Maxis and say, so you recognize the symbol 2 ears?
Just briefly, there is only one person that I recognize, but I do not know where she was from. It was in Enamoya, though. Or not Enamoya, fuck. What was
Solram.
it?
Solram.
Solram. It was in Solram, though.
Seemed to spook that one over there. Wonder.
I don't spook.
Seemed pretty spooked back there.
They don't say anything. They just turn back around to look behind all of you.
And that's why
Max is going to target Rue only, and just you might want to not try to push the buttons there. They are very cautious right now.
Sure does seem that way. I get their reason for having some worries and some secrets, though. So we've all got to have them.
Absolutely. Let us take this back to everybody else if you have any more questions. And then he goes back. He's like no longer just targeting Rue at that point.
Socorro, you remember this woman?
I mean, only the woman, but I don't remember seeing the symbol that Maxi saw. And again, though, she wasn't as focused on me, I don't think.
But y'all don't know the organization or...
No.
I don't even know the symbol, so...
No, the woman seemed to be, and he like kind of pauses, trying to think of the best word, and just seemed to be an interested party in the performers, or at least that was the look of it.
I think Might see a connection or two between what's going on out here on the roads and some stuff from your past then.
Oui, it is absolutely something that I will be keeping an eye out for.
Hmm.
All right. As conversation fades away, can someone roll me a d4?
I'm on it. D4 says yeet. D4 says 3.
All right. It's about 3 hours later.
3?
3 hours. And Rue, you see it again. Looks like this area of the ground might have been muddy at some point. It does dip a little bit. 2 tracks. Just like the ones that you saw in the forest.
Are they going along the road? Or are they going like...
They're on the road, so they're going with the road. But you know, there's no paved roads in ye old fantasy. But yet, there is plumbing and electricity.
Yes.
Of course.
But
Magic.
Things inside
I-
cities is easier than across the entire continent.
can I roll insight again?
You can roll investigation.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think the tracks have feelings.
They feel
Can I
very
invest my
deep.
money into it?
They could. These are not sentient tracks.
Fine, can I invest my money into it?
Are you sure? Because they seem to be feeling pretty deep right now.
Ba-dum-bum.
No, it's all
Alright.
surface level.
Dirty 20.
Hashtag deep.
Okay. Now that these are more clear, because they're on the road in the mud versus kind of like in like the brush of the forest, they're wagon tracks.
Okay. Are they different than other wagon tracks that would be on the road?
They're deeper, which tells you that they're heavy.
Mhm.
And when you look at it, there should be animal tracks in between the two wheels. But there isn't any.
That was my question, but I couldn't ask it because we don't know if anybody else is seeing this right now.
Yes, you can all see the tracks. I gave it to Rue because Rue had seen
Well, yes,
the original tracks.
But I expect to see tracks on the road technically, so there's nothing out of the ordinary on my end, as far as Socorro's aware.
That's fair. In fact, the fact that there's no animal tracks for Socorro and Maxis would be completely reasonable.
Why would it be completely reasonable?
Well, you're in Sol Ram. You guys had animalist carriages in your shows all the time.
Fair. They were magical. And or pulled by one of us.
Well, you're also in the most technological advanced cities in the world.
Oh,
They
right.
got-
That's also
They
a true
got
thing.
cars.
Forgot.
They have carish.
They have...
They have got carts.
They've got horseless carriages like witches.
So technically, car comes from motorized carriage.
Yeah.
So, accurate.
Yes.
Horseless carriages like witches.
Pretty sure witches don't pull carriages.
But But they don't. They're all.
You don't know.
They're all magically, like, ran because
Yes.
the queen doesn't believe in air pollution.
Well, Rue is going to be studying these and just like, what the heck?
Rachel, your face.
I'm just thinking, would you not want more air pollution so there's less light and less of a chance that something could get in there? I don't know. But again, as somebody new to
That's
Soul
That's how
Sucker,
magical polluted light works.
I don't know how
You
it
gotta
works.
fucking breathe it.
Sakura's dumb, okay?
You
She's
haven't gotten
naive.
more yet. You don't get to know how it works.
So, strange
Okay,
horseless
we're on
carriage,
question number
deep
5.
tracks.
Give me the answers to the world's biggest problem.
World peace. Oh wait, world death. Never mind.
Yes.
What are we doing? Sorry, I was
I don't
taking
know.
notes.
I'm sorry.
Completely
I got
missed everything.
very
we
distracted by
were a
humor.
little, yeah, we were a little sidetracked by jokings.
Okay. Are we
Anyway.
rolling something?
Horseless carriage, deep tracks. Potentially
tracks,
going in
horseless
the same
carriage.
way that we are,
Deep
but,
tracks mean that they're heavier.
but without animal tracks to tell you which way it was being pulled, it's hard to tell if they're going the way we're going or if they came the way we're going and have passed us. We just know they're on the road that we're on.
Are there puddles on the road? Has it rained recently?
Not that you know of, but you just got on the road yesterday. As far as you know, that
Didn't
carriage
rain
was
last
2
night.
days ago.
So there's no puddles then?
Nope.
Okay, never mind.
It's all dried up.
Did you want to go puddle jumping?
No, if there were a puddle and the tracks went through it, we could tell which direction it was going based on the splash zone that the puddle covered. If it went one way, that was the way it was going.
Probably dried up by now either way.
Just saying. Puddles.
Unfortunately, it's all dried up.
Puddles. Alright, cool. Keep moving.
Okay.
Yeah. Rue will just keep occasionally looking down at it for periods of time and not saying anything about it, but definitely like just clocking it.
Okay. What time? No. I got a math. I'm not asking all of you. Hang on.
It's okay. And I think every once in a while now that we're all like extra paranoid, Sakura will probably just sort of take to the sky momentarily to just check ahead and kind of get a bird's eye view, so to speak.
Perfect. Do you do that when you see the tracks, or are you waiting to do that until the next
I'll do that
hour
when I
roll?
see the tracks, and then like every maybe 30, 45 minutes or so, should probably do that just to keep an eye on things.
Okay. Can someone roll me yet another d4?
I got it.
I
4.
will roll a perception for my
Okay.
ability to look.
Okay, so around 11.
Okay.
All of you roll perception. Takora roll with advantage, assuming that you're going up in the air.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And I will always put from the sky when I do that if I am in the sky.
Excellent. All these 20s. Thank you.
Also, who else has
but
very
this
weird
makes sense,
thumbs ups?
Because Rue, you're more towards the back, and god damn it, Triss, you need to stop falling behind. But I'm gonna do this a little out of order, mostly because backstory purposes for one of you.
Okay. Fun.
Koana, you see the first thing that's a little bit off-putting. You remember what the thieving merchant told you about coming from a desolated village taken over by a horde. And as you're traveling, at first you don't think much of it. You've gotten used to seeing bird feathers being around Socorro. But something snow white drifting on the road. You look closer. It's a feather.
How? Okay, cool.
A feather tumbleweed.
Maxis and Rue. Rue, when you turn back to look forward again after checking to make sure that the freaked out Eladrin is still behind you, you both see in the distance, maybe an hour out, just the remnants of smoke high in the air. Socorro, being so far up, you can see what's left of a town.
I think she is going to project that information to everybody. And then ask somebody to make sure they grab Tally, because she's gonna fly as they approach, and she's kind of worried that maybe there's gonna be some injured people left because it's still smoking, and she's flying.
Still smoking after a day?
Or, it's in ruins, but there might still be survivors.
That's fair.
They're lucky.
All of you can insight the world real quick.
Insight the world, but she's still
Insight the
being a
world.
bad girl. She's still being a bad girl.
That's fine, Socorro. I honestly feel like it's more reasonable if Socorro fails this, but...
And she probably did, because she only rolled a
you.
10.
Yes, you failed. Okay, Koana. Rue.
Man, I don't know what's going on.
22. Okay. Rue. Maybe you're just still a little cautious about being robbed and almost being trapped in the woods, to really have thought too much about what you passed on the way here. But Koana and Maxis, if there were survivors, you would have passed them already on this road, because Anamoya is the next closest town.
When Socorro starts for the town, there's an immediate response from Koana no, Socorro, come back. Don't go ahead. Come back.
That could be people hurt.
And it was a soul sucker horde. If there are people remaining, they're not people anymore, Socorro. Get back here.
I need to roll if she's gonna listen.
It is better to come back, Socorro. We're stronger as a group, even if we do go.
Then you better hurry. Because she's not gonna
You better
land.
come back.
Does she go, or does she stay with the group?
Oh, this is a hard one. This is so hard for her because she wants to help if she can.
I'm gonna make this worse. Sorry to my people. But, Socorro, as you listen to your friends, but if someone's hurt, how much longer until they go to sleep under rubble, just like an old friend? Do you really want to have to make more paper flowers?
It sounds like there's a thread of grief when she says, "I'm sorry," and she goes as fast as she can with her wings. And flies.
Koana, do it. No, continue.
That's it. She's speeding forward.
Rue kicks his chocobo and immediately starts following.
Yeah,
How fast is chocobos? Sorry, Kawana, go.
Fast. And as soon as she starts flying off, there's and it's across the whole thing because he's not concentrating enough to make it just for her. But it's a panic strangled. As he's immediately kicking his chocobo to full speed, he's warning her. There might like desperately warning her. I'm not gonna try and say it in the way he does it. But that there's a chance that there's a humanoid there. If there's a humanoid soul sucker there, you will die, Socorro. We cannot face a humanoid. You have to come back. As he's chasing after her.
Oh, good God. Hey, Rachel, can you remind me what that does?
It's literally just It's literally just the 3rd level gust spell, which, if it's going in the same direction of me, it pushes extra, at least 15 feet if you're standing. If you are, it doesn't tell you what happens if you're already flying in the direction of the wind. But I'm casting it to boost me forward.
Okay.
And it's 60 feet long.
Yeah, then I probably would say that would... So it's 60 feet long. Okay, I will come up with exact stats for, like, battle map purposes later.
That's,
That's gonna involve, like, math, and I don't want to do math right now. But I will say it does keep you ahead of your friends who are who have to deal with gravity.
As she does kind of get closer to the town, though, she will, like, dive and sort of skirt along the ground so that she's not as open a target in the sky. Just, the small concession she made to the warning.
Maxis had something to say. Let Maxis say his thing.
Yes, Maxis.
So did we just see Socorro use the gust spell?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or at least there was a very unusually strong wind that just so happened to make Socorro move a little faster than your chocobos were going. Because she wasn't paying attention to you guys speeding up, she just wanted to go faster.
Okay, then if that's the case... Alright. So... my... long jump capabilities. Let's see. So, as a bonus action, I can jump a number of feet 5 times my proficiency modifier, and then my ring of jumping also provides an additional 3 times that. Puts me at. I'm doing math because you're making me do math now. That's 45 feet in just one bonus action. And then I can run and then dash another 90 feet, which in total that gets me 135 feet, which is technically 15 feet faster per round than Flut and the Chocobos.
There is still
you keep that up for an hour.
Yeah, I mean that's just my natural, like, that's me dashing, running, jumping, no extra abilities needed there. If you need me to roll like Constitution or Athletics or something, acrobatics,
I'll have
whatever.
You roll in the Constitution save after.
Okay.
If you are willing to accept the consequences.
Will I be able to keep up with Socorro then?
Is it a straight line from here to where we're going, and are there any trees in between?
It's like up and down hills.
Socorro
I know you're on a road.
yeah.
There is no trees.
Alright, well, I can't...
So I'm like, it will keep you pretty close, but she's still gonna get there before you, like, maybe by, like, 15 minutes.
No, then it's not worth it then. Like, if I'm still that far away, I'm gonna be gassed by the time I get
like,
there.
going up and down, because it's a mountain path. So basically, think
Oh my god,
when
if
you're
it's a
like
mountain
hiking
path?
a trail.
Okay, perfect. If I see... I thought this was just a straight shot. If I see Socorro boom ahead, Maxis is going to yell and scream and just, Socorro, no! And just go. Like, the chocobo is going, dashing, I'm pushing flut at that point.
Okay.
And it's constant, like, Socorro, come back, this is dangerous, you're going to get yourself killed, this is not good, this is going to kill all of us, you need to come back. And just constant, like, berating her until she's out of range of the rapport spores.
Which
And
is
then
pretty.
it turns in-
I think which is pretty quick.
It is pretty
Yep.
quick because then it turns into shouting.
Oh God. Oh, her heart.
Okay, I will let. So that's what's gonna happen with Maxis. Does anyone have anything else before I hit the play button on the saga that's gonna happen? No.
Nope.
Sakara's been a bad
As
girl.
soon as you start shouting out loud, Maxis, you're gonna hear Triss in your head. Maxis, shut up. He'll hear you.
Then you better be fast.
Socorro, we're gonna open with you because you get there first. What you see
Okay.
in front of you. For anyone who's not on Roll20, if you want to look at the new picture, you can.
Okay, let me go over there because I was, in fact, not looking physically at. Oh, yes, that is beautiful and very destroyed.
You come to a town. Not quite like Anamoya. Anamoya's fortified. Everywhere you look, most people have some sort of weapon on them. Every building was created to be defensive, but this one, well, it looks like the little picture books of happy homes. Well, if they were still in one piece. There's a small temple. There's houses. There's a school. There's something that should have been shops. And there's bodies. Women, children, men, young and old. They line the streets. Some of them are falling out of windows. It's gruesome and terrifying, and for a moment you think it's silent, but then you hear laughing just a few blocks away. Chatter. Sound of maybe canned mugs clinking against each other, and someone shouting, "Let me go, you tyrants! Someone will come for me, I swear it!" But they just laugh harder.
Fuck. Can she try and be sneaky on a roof to try and get closer?
You can roll stealth.
Yeah.
Is Socorro the only one here so far? Since
She makes it
was...
15 minutes before all of you.
Got it.
Good, delicious.
Well, maybe 20, considering you are all on Chocobo and not running and jumping over hills.
Over hills and dales. Okay, rolling for stealth with my guidance up because of fucking course I am. I'm rolling with my DM inspiration for today that I got because it's needed. Nope, that's perception. Don't re-roll perception. Okay. Fuck. They're identical.
What is it?
Even with my guidance for myself with the extra d4, which gave me an extra 2, it's still only a 9.
As you land on this roof, for a moment you forget that these buildings are crumbling, and a whole section of shingles run down the roof. Clink, 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 fall, and shatter. 5 people look up and see you.
The gift of that child.
Red coat and a dashingly exotic hat disappears in a wisp of smoke, only to reappear behind you.
Which is great, because her first response to as soon as the shingles start falling was to do that gif of the child running into the room, immediately going, "Oh no," and then turning around to go back. So she does. She tries to about face to, like, take off, and turns directly to face whoever the fuck this is.
She holds a sword to you, and she goes, "Oh, little birdie, you can either get in the cage willingly, or we can clip your wings."
Fuck. What?
If you want to glance behind you back at the other 4,
Yeah?
one seems to be ready to cast at you. The other 2 are holding crossbows.
Okay, great. In that case, she knows that she wouldn't be able to fight back because she was barely able to fight back at all in the last 2 fights she was in, and in both of those she only ended up being basically useful for healing. So she's gonna keep her hands up, like she's not gonna attempt to really do anything. But I think in her sort of panic and her instant regret, even though it took like an hour to get here, the instant regret of even just getting on that roof, I think she is going to accidentally cast Sending, because that is an always prepared spell from being this type of cleric. And she's never used it before, because if she could have, then she could have used it to contact Daddy at any point. And it reaches Maxis, because she's the person that, you know, or he's the person that she would want the most at this point, because he's the closest. And I think Maxis, all you'll hear, because it's a limited number of words, is, I'm sorry they're taking me. I can't fight." And that's it.
Okay, so I'm assuming that you're going willingly with this lady.
If I fight, I'll die.
Mm-hmm. So she puts you in the cage next to an tall, elven-looking man with long, curly, black hair. And he just sighs and goes, "Hello, love. I'm Yurix.
Socorro.
I'm hoping I pronounced that name right. I'm gonna double check myself because I said it and now I'm like, Nope,
Spell it
I
for
said
me.
the wrong name because that is where Gray is from.
I was like,
person's name. I'm Emerus.
Socorro. What happened and who are these people?
Well, as far as I can tell, they're a pair of idiot slavers. They're not very smart, and one of the people bang on the door. And Emerus just looks mildly annoyed, but can't quite fight back either, so he's just sitting quietly.
Yeah, that does
And he goes-
it's not fun.
And he's like, they kidnapped me in the forest not too far away from here. Said something about how I'd fetch a pretty penny with my smart mouth, but I just think that they called me a genius, so I'm choosing to take it as a compliment.
And who is supposed to be coming for you?
He like lowers his voice. He goes, "Oh, no one. I'm just trying to scare them."
Oh, great.
In all honesty, I'm supposed to be trying to find someone else, but that's not going very well.
She's going to try and, I don't know, subtly cast thaumaturgy just to, like, make some extra whispers as she whispers back.
My friends were coming after me. They might be here soon.
But she wants to cover it with thaumaturgy to make it less obvious.
Okay, you are able to do that.
Okay.
He will lower his voice even more and goes, "Oh, that's good. I don't think I'd do very well as a slave."
And I think she's just gonna go quiet. And kind of curl up as much as she can. Take up as little space with the amount of wing that is now added to this cage.
He just pats your head and offers you an apple from his pocket.
She could not eat now, even if she tried.
That's fair.
But she will try to listen in and take note of anything that they happen to say around them as she waits and hopes that her friends get here soon.
Hang on, I'm answering questions in the
Nope,
chat.
you're good. You're totally good. You know, Socorro did a naughty thing. She didn't listen. This is not
Okay.
going to help her complex
So,
of free will.
we pan the camera to your to your rescuers.
Valiant.
That one. Logan.
Could we have had a short rest while riding?
Eating them
no
at full speed. You've had these chickens for 2 days.
Alright. Then as we're
You
getting
were all on
closer,
alert before that.
as we're getting closer, Maxis is going to say into the chat. We have about and how much time do you think we are out from the town?
You were an hour.
Were.
Still?
No,
We-
now you're
Yeah,
about 15.
You were an hour when Socorro took off.
Yeah, currently.
So, are you near the town?
That's my question.
How long have you been
when
riding?
the pan,
Mhm.
how much time?
Oh,
is
when
left?
Socorro sent the thing to you?
Yeah.
I was probably, like, walking around, like, taking in the site before I heard the voices. So how long do you think I was kind of walking before I flew to the roof?
Probably about 10 minutes because it was the only sound in there. So you guys are about 5 minutes
Okay.
from the town.
Great. Max's is we have about 10 minutes left of this, and he like motions with his hand as they're riding. chat that we've got, the mine stuff. After that, it'll be gone. Just so you're aware.
And what's Maxis's reaction when he receives Socorro's message at about that time?
He says to everybody, Bosmoy, and he just, like, we're like, what, you said 5 minutes away? You said about 5 minutes? Yeah, no, he relays everything, just, Socorro is now captured by some slavers or some fucking shit. I'm so pissed at her right now.
Pretty sure the whole party's pissed.
We have to get her back. He's going to say to all of them, leave one alive, we need to ask questions. And then he, like, spurs to go faster.
You have this here in your mind from Trist. You won't get answers, but I'll do my best.
That is fine. We'll see what I can do.
Who also said something similar, like, can't make any promises.
So the rest of you get into town. Sorry, I swallowed weird. I'm gonna grab my water real quick.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I hate that.
You see-
That's the worst.
Okay. I can breathe again.
Yay.
You see the same destruction. Bodies littering the ground, half out of buildings, even on rooftops. Koana, you can almost take comfort in this, because with so many bodies, it means no humanoids.
He's going to... Is there a building that looks pretty well intact still?
Roll investigation. You all can if you relay that you are looking for that for Koana.
Depends on how a 15 treats him.
Okay. So you look around, the homes are destroyed, shops are destroyed. Basically anything that would have like a population on any given day is taken out. But one building looks pretty stable. And you suppose it makes sense. It's a building that really only gets visited once a week. Or, when people have to repent. The temple. Well, you're not sure. You're not close enough to see any symbol. But that one seems pretty steady, surprisingly enough.
Koana is gonna turn the chocobos in that direction as he tells the group, let's put the chocobos in the temple, and then we can go try and find Socorro.
Sounds good.
Perfect. And he'll lead the way.
Okay. You will open the doors to the temple, and it does look like things have been tipped over, broken. There is one dead body. Looks like probably the priest. But stable. Doesn't look like it's gonna cave in anytime soon.
Is there an inner room, perchance, that's pretty still together, that the chocobos can be boarded in while they're off doing things, so they're less likely to be overheard chattering or whatever? He's expecting them to rest, but they're chocobos. There's the chance of them clucking or something.
You are able to go down the hall.
Mm-hmm.
There is a room that maybe was where the children were watched during service. There's toys and the little toddler slides and...
And he'll walk back to the group, and he'll grab the bridle of his chocobo, and he'll go, this way, guys. Mentally. And he'll lead his chocobo to the room and then start kicking the toys out of the way.
Okay. Easy enough.
Is there a window in this room?
There is 2 on the far wall.
Rue is going to look out the closer window and see, and just like observe what's going on outside.
Okay. You look out the window and roll a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You see the source of the smoke. Well, looks like it's not as thick as you thought. It's just a block away.
Hey, sorry, Rika just knocked over my dice because she's awesome like that. All right, smoke is a block away.
Mm-hmm. And by the smell of it, Rue, since you're so close and you're paying attention to it, doesn't smell like burning building air or flesh smoke. It smells like just a regular old campfire.
Is the other window on the same side of the room?
Yes.
Or like building, like does it look out the same direction?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Basically, they're both on the long wall. It's like a rectangular sized room.
Well, I see the source of the smoke. Do you think Socorro would have gone straight for that? He's gonna kind of ask that towards Maxis.
Maxis looks up from the parchment that had the pressed skull dripping symbol, and then he starts to fold it and like nods, and he puts it in like into the dark, like he's wearing the dark vest, and he puts it into like the like shirt pocket, and then he clicks his like arms out, chakrams come down, and just nods. Just we should have gone straight to where people would be.
And that's when you all hear it. A loud clanging sound. And a voice that yells, "If you keep hitting the metal, you're only going to bruise your own hand." And Rue, it's like someone poured ice down your back. You know that voice. It's been a really long time. But you remember that voice. Equal parts telling you how worried he was about his students, and saying that if you were able to rescue them, he'd take you out to dinner sometime.
I think I know where she might be.
How do we want to do this? And he looks around at the other 3 in the room, 2 of which
Other
are
3?
notoriously stealthy, and the other is a combatant, and then him.
Speaking of stealthy, what other 3? There's only 2 more.
Fucking Trist. And he and at this point, you don't know if it's because the rapport spores has dropped, or if Maxis is really just getting pissed off with people, but he just fucking Trist. And then he just looks around and just, alright, what is the plan? We have a wild card who will probably kill at least 7 of them.
And you don't even know how many there are.
Nope, he just picked a number.
Kona goes, well, sneak attack's the best way. Hit them quick, hit them fast before they even know we're there. After that, don't get caught.
Can do.
I'm used to hunting soul suckers. I don't know how to deal with people, but okay, we can try.
People are worse.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And he starts to walk out. That's a great enough plan for him to be like, if we know where we're going, he's going to come up with something.
Hang on. I have to. Oh, never mind. You're good. Keep plotting because I have to adjust.
Go, Rue.
I was gonna say, people have unpredictable motivations.
Fair.
Whereas you know what a soul sucker wants from you.
Usually your throat.
Yeah.
Some people want that too. It is not just soul suckers.
But not every person.
No, not every person.
And sometimes those people are worse.
Try to negotiate with money if you get caught. And he looks around. Is it like the town square is kind of where they're at?
Yes.
Like a bunch of buildings around, like all facing one open space?
Yep.
Perfect.
There is are you trying to sneak and like look where these guys are?
I'm assuming Rue told us the location since he was like, yeah, it's like a block away kind of thing.
I was like, it's
Yeah,
right there.
He's gonna stealth and
Heavily insinuating that it's
Okay.
where it is.
Or I give you your battle map. Everybody but Socorro, because Socorro, you already failed.
Yeah.
Roll me stealth, because Triss already nat 20'd. So.
That's why they were able to disappear so easy, hide from the enemies and the
they
friends.
didn't go far.
Dirty 20.
Nice.
17.
Trist with a single roll, hiding from both the enemies and the friends. Hell yeah.
What?
Like John Cena. You can't see me. You can't see me.
Okay.
But we really
Oh.
cannot see her.
Did make it. So I am going to put you onto the map, and you guys can tell me where you guys would like to sneak. Also, don't judge my battle maps too hard. This is my first time making my own maps.
You're good.
I do not have control of my character.
Fuck. Every time.
There we go. Now I can. Thank you.
Me not
I
having
will fix
control over my
everybody.
character
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense, but
It's my you don't.
I'm
get
caged up. I can't move even if I wanted to.
Yep.
Okay, you said we can choose where we're going?
Yes, you can choose where you sneak.
Sneaky sneak.
That one picture suddenly just stretching real long,
Well,
like.
I'm stretching it to make it as big as you and the person
I just
that's in
think
there,
it's
because you
so
technically
cute.
are inside of the cage. Ignore the horses, okay? I'm working with Google.
You're good.
How tall is this building?
Which one? How tall is average building?
Ah.
It is 12 feet.
Sounds good.
What? Oh no, that's right, because the average is 12 feet per floor, so it's 1 floor.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think he's gonna come down around here. Then.
Okay. Have all of you positioned yourselves where you're going to sneaky sneak?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think so, yeah. Let me measure. Yes.
All right. I shall describe what you see then. You see a purple dragonborn with long, like, blue robes trimmed in gold. A woman with a long red coat and a very flamboyant hat, carrying a very long sword. You see a man sitting on what looks to be a barrel, putting logs on a fire. And you see someone who has a similar hat to the lady in red, but it's less flamboyant and less important. And you see a dire wolf. Yep, that is exactly how Socorro tried to stealth.
I did the
Socorro,
wrong
you
thing.
can roll perception against all your friends and see if you see any of them, but all of my rolls failed.
Oh, fun. Okay. Sure. Give me 1 second. I accidentally deleted my intro words. Okay, rolling Percepes.
Persephone.
I don't know. I'm rolling it with her for disadvantage because I don't know if she knew exactly. Like, she doesn't know when they're supposed to get there, so she doesn't know how on guard to be. So it's kind of like occasionally glancing around, but then feeling kind of really guilty and despondent instead, and just staring at her feet. So that's a 9.
Okay. I'm gonna give you some divine intervention then, because we are going to pick up with combat next week, considering we only have 30 more minutes, and I'm pretty sure this will take longer than that.
That's fair.
But, Socorro, it's almost like you can feel a soft, gentle hand just take your chin, not to hurt you, but just tilt it. And there, let's see, who's the easiest to see from your vantage point? So the people are blocking Maxis.
Probably
Chris is
Trist
up.
or Rue, maybe? I don't see where...
That's Rue. This is...
Wait, no, that's Maxis at the bottom. Wait,
Yeah, I'm
I'm
just
seeing
pinging
delay.
people.
Maxis,
That's fair. I thought that was...
Trist,
Yeah.
Rue,
Ah.
Kawana.
No. Yeah.
You know what? Just roll a d4.
Okay! Because it would... I guess
Easy.
it would also depend on which way her head was facing before it was tilted, so... D4. 1.
Okay, then probably most fitting. Your face is just pushed ever so gently until your gaze is aligned with exactly where Maxis is hiding. The only reason why you know he's there is you can see the tip of his ear.
Know that ear anywhere.
And with that, I will see you all in a month.
Yas.
Yes, Achara.
What was the temple that they were in? Because Kawana would have looked around, shits and giggles. Can't blame him. He's curious.
Yeah, roll a history check.
History. Please let this roll really well. Holy fuck! 22.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
If I can remember what I named my own gods.
Well, while you're looking
No.
that up, I don't know if Maxis is staring at the cage that houses Socorro right now, but if he happened to be looking at the direction when she catches sight of his ear, and can see her face enough, you would see that her eyes, like, immediately tear up.
Aww.
And then she looks away to not draw attention to his position.
Adorable.
How far away distance-wise is it?
60 feet?
Measure.
75 feet.
Okay. Then
Baby.
anything that I want to do is
70?
too far away.
Oh,
So,
baby.
nothing. There's nothing I can do.
Koana, you would have seen a lot of symbols of a cross everywhere.
One pova, baby.
And what was your history check?
22.
22. Oh, it's definitely high enough to know who this is. Let me... No, come back! Give me back her description.
Lolita? Or sorry, Lilila? Lilila. Goddess of the underworld.
Lilila, yep. So, basically the goddess that tends to the departed souls. Oddly fitting, considering...
Oh, but she's got
departed.
she's got a lot of work for her right now.
Yeah, don't worry. She never sleeps. Alright. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
I am the concern. Sorry.
I think so.
Baby child has been kidnapped.
One pova, baby.
An old flame
Thing?
Yeah.
has come back into your life. Loved ones captured. And unknown evils to fight.
Dun dun dun.
And I would do combat, but
Oh
I
yeah,
feel
no.
like
Totally.
it's probably
I
gonna
told
take you guys a little
told
bit.
you were like, I'm gonna pull up the stat blocks because you guys are gonna get there. I'm like,
We got there, technically.
We did get
You got
there.
here, you just didn't get through it, which is fair.
We made it to the pinnacle. We made it to the pinnacle of combat. But
I
haven't.
now have to plan more for next session.
Okay.
You have a month, so. No.
I also
Just-
do it the day before.
The good thing is, at least next session, you know we're only gonna get through combat, and then there's going to be like the entire rest of it just being RP of them being mad at Socorro and Socorro feeling very guilty and sad.
I'm making Tristan
not
Max's
anymore.
roll dexterity to see who gets to yell at you first.
Initiative, full initiative rolls.
I was gonna say that's really gonna depend. After seeing Socorro immediately start to like tear up and seeing her in the cage. Oh my god, no, Maxis is not gonna yell. There's absolutely no shot in hell he's gonna yell at this
Tris
girl.
gets to actually be angry this time and not reasonable.
It is absolutely mon pauvre baby, and it's just my poor baby.
Oh.
Rue is gonna have so many emotions, and he's not gonna know how to navigate any of them.
It's the relief
I
of finding
cannot do
Socorro.
July 18th. Daniel's gonna be here.
Well, that's when the next session was going. So, what day do we want?
I feel like we're not gonna have it till August.
Maybe talk to
That's
Daniel about
really
it too,
unfortunate.
because I know that he said he was going to be driving a lot of the day, and he wasn't sure when he was going to get there. But
I guess that's fair. We'll keep it for now. And,
let us know if that's going to be a no-no.
Well, like I feel like we should be fine because Daniel and Sammy are gonna want to catch up, and I don't want to third wheel it. So
It's fair.
So if you still want to, if he's cool with it, and you still want to come hang out with us losers, you can totally do that.
We
Or
will
if
be
you
your
wanna come hang out with us
excuse. We will
cool
gladly be your
What
excuse.
the fuck?
Okay, sorry,
My
this
house when I
loser
work a 15-hour
specifically.
shift and then
This
come
loser
and do this.
specifically.
Also false.
All the losers specifically. I love all of you. I love all of you equally.
All right.
I see two
All
of
right.
you more than the other two.
All right.